Hey there, my name is Turner Schwartz. I'm a service tech at Aquablast. Today I'll be going over a couple things on your fuel oil burner. To start with, if you notice the burner doesn't seem to be burning clean enough, and you'll want to adjust it, there's two things you can check. First, you have your airband adjustment, which is going to be right here on the side of your burner. There is a bolt you can loosen, and then you can just spin that band to adjust your the air intake. That's one way you can do it. The other way is on the bottom of your fuel pump itself. There is a adjustment screw to adjust how much fuel is going into the machine. If neither of those things cleans it up, then that means we got to get into the burner and check stuff out inside. That's not difficult to do. What we're going to want to do to start with is take off our fuel line here on the side. That's going to be a 7/16. So here's the adjustment bolt on the airband. Then you can just spin it back and forth to adjust your air intake. Then your fuel mixture screw on the bottom of the fuel pump. It's just a flat screw. That's where you can adjust your fuel pressure. All right, once you have your fuel line off here, we're going to go ahead and take this nut off here. It's a 9/16 nut. We're going to open up the transformer door, which will have a 1/2 inch bolt on the side. Some older burners do have a different style of door that actually fold down instead of open to the side if you happen to have an older burner. Go. Alright, if the burner isn't lighting, an easy thing to check is to take a insulated screwdriver, something with a rubber handle, turn your burner on and arc across the sprigs to see if you get a good strong spark. That'll tell you if your transformer is working. If the spark is weak or non-existent, that tells you that you either have wiring issues or a bad transformer. Once you've tested that, we can go ahead and take our fuel gun assembly out. You just simply pull over and then just sort of work it down and back to get that assembly out of the burner housing. In here we have our blower fan. There's a coupler in there that attaches it from our blower motor into the fuel pump itself, and so that is what drives the fuel pump. Just feel the fan, make sure it spins freely, make sure the coupler is intact. If the fuel nozzle is plugged, that can cause a problem. One way to easily check that is to spray some either diesel fuel or like brake cleaner or something down into the pipe. Apply a little bit of air pressure and watch for just a nice 90-degree cone coming out of the fuel nozzle. If it's coming out all wonky, then that's going to affect your burn. You also want to inspect your electrodes, make sure the tips are nice and sharp, make sure they're not burnt back, make sure they're still in adjustment. In the burner manual, it gives you measurements of how to adjust the electrodes. On these Wayne burners, you can also get a little measurement tool to check them. So you can see this one is actually out of adjustment. It has not been adjusted yet. If you need to adjust it, go ahead and just take loose the set screw right here. So you want to be able to just move the electrodes, but you still want to sort of stay in place. Go ahead and get this one in adjustment. As I said before, in the manual for the burner, they give you all the measurements for how to position those. Go ahead and snug that back up. To take the fuel nozzle off, the fuel nozzle will just thread out of the housing here. Orifice size, this is a 2.25. Then if you rotate it, it'll be a 90-degree B. That tells you what kind of a cone it'll be spraying. So if you need to get one ordered, just look at those two spots, and that way everybody will know what you're talking about, what you need. So once you have checked out the fuel gun assembly, we'll go ahead and reinstall it. do that, I find it's easier, sort of put it on its side, tilt it in, and then as you work it up, rotate it over, and slide it into the hole on the side. We'll go ahead and tighten the nuts up before we get the probes adjusted. All right, now that that is on, we're going to go ahead and open up our door. Well, you want to make sure you have a good contact between the electrodes and the springs. As you close the door, I like to look into the side just to try to see if the springs are going to line up. Sometimes you need a flashlight to look in there. As you can see, these springs are not going to line up very good. So what I'm going to do is, being careful not to chip the electrode, just gently pry that over. I think this one needs to come over a little bit as well. We're going to go ahead and check again. The alignment's good. Just move them back a smidge. You want them under some pressure, but not a crazy amount. There, and now we can see that we are going to make solid contact. So go ahead and touch up all your wires. Make sure you're not pinching anything. Double check the contact. Close the door. Just tighten down that bracket. And that's pretty well it for the basics of going through and diagnosing burner.